institutions, employ our people, and pay even more taxes to the government, which would help the overall economy in this country. With all of this in mind, the work began. With the help of black employees, we organized payroll deduction systems at AT&T, Bell Laboratories, IBM, New York Telephone Company, now Verizon, city and state and federal governments, Transit Authority, and on and on. The Black United Fund raised millions of dollars from the black workforce and invested those dollars in affordable housing, 2 technical centers, and more importantly, teaching black people how to build using their own money. We must understand that prior to gaining access in payroll deduction markets, only the United Way had access to workplace giving. Because of BUFNY's work, now thousands of charities all over the country can enjoy raising money at the workplace. For almost 25 years, we practiced the principles and concepts of self-help. Then, in 2002, the Attorney General came along and decided to continue the practice, killing other black self-help movements, It must be noted that every black self-help movement in this country has been destroyed. Tulsa, Oklahoma, which was what? Black Wall Street. Nation of Islam, NIA, Marcus Garvey, etc., etc., etc. As there has never been an explanation by Governor Spitzer, the major question we are asking is why was BUFNY destroyed? We are also asking what happened to BUFNY's assets, i.e. housing, 409 units of affordable housing, radio station, high-tech buildings on 137th Street. You see, we had fiber optic in those high-tech buildings, the only ones in any black community in this country, where we were getting ready, and it was already there. It's still there. We were getting ready for home-based businesses by those tenants. We were also in negotiations with Verizon to become the ISP provider for all of Uptown. We did more and more. And of course, the tens of thousands of dollars worth of equipment along with consumer projects, IBM stock, ATM machines, valuable jewelry. People are giving us jewelry and stock from IBM, the employees that was locked up in the safe. We don't know where any of this is. Barton and Eady's personal belongings, all of my plaques, awards, clothing for 25 years, and we all have things in our office no matter where we work that belong to us. It was all thrown in the dumpster, as told to me by Kenyatta Punter, who lists himself as the owner, which we found out later Dr. McIntosh did is not true, but he is the manager. That even though we wrote them letter after letter after letter, we even wrote Governor Spitzer, we wrote Lieutenant Governor David Patterson, we wrote all of the Spitzer's Republican board members. We want to know why he brought 5 black Republican board members to replace Buff's board from Nassau County. Spitzer claims to be a Democrat. Interesting stuff. And of course, we want to know who gained from the destruction of the Black United Fund. Why was this done? Who gained from this? Was it the United Way? Who gained? We also know that the World Jewish Congress, which Larry Barton will talk to you about, hundreds of thousands of dollars just missing. Mr. Spitzer said, I'm not going to do anything. His own investigation, because he said, they're too important to the world. No one was even suspended, much less fired or the organization closed. We are told to practice self-sufficiency, yet when we do so, our work and our leaders are viciously attacked and destroyed. Why? This does not happen to non-black charitable institutions. The governor should restore to the black community the #1 black self-help institution in the state of New York. We are asking what happened. We need to know. We want to know. We must know. We now bring forth our Vice President, General Manager, Mr. Larry Barton.
Thank you, Brother Eady. Just to follow on that, just a little personal note, Kermit and I have crossed paths even back when we were born. We didn't know it then. Both born in South Carolina, both born in 1940, both lived in the Charles Randall houses. My son went to Morgan, he went to Morgan, and we all got involved with Black United Fund by inspirations from brother Walter Fremont. Back in 1978, my first encounter there as an IBM employee. Went to Atlanta, was inspired by it, referred to as an upcoming organization in New York, Kermit Eady. Got in touch with them, the Black Workers Alliance of IBM employees. It was the first challenge to corporate America to open up the payroll deduction market, which was monopolized, as you know, by United Way. I used to call it the United Way campaign. We had to battle with IBM internally to say, no, it's the IBM Employee Charitable Contributions campaign. United Way participates in it. And so will Black United Fund then. So that was in 1980, and we broke in 1981. That opened the doors. Kermit can tell you later, AT&T, New York Tel, a lot of other entities. Then it was the public sector. This is the most lucrative market in the nonprofit arena. Payroll deductions. Uncle Sam earns his money through payroll deductions. Little Sam, the states, some of them own their monies through payroll deductions. So this is a very, I guess, tightly controlled market that they only allow certain people to enter into. But back to today, we're talking about the steamroller, the effing steamroller, he called himself, in the state. This report here says, and it's from the Competitive Enterprise Institute, it's the 10 worst attorney generals in the nation. Our great Spitzer is number 3. What? So, history also will tell you that we began, and Mac has done it long before we did, writing about Eliot Spitzer. That there was, as Dick Cheney would say, the dark side of Eliot Spitzer. And our brother, Reverend Grant, encountered that in the first meeting with Eliot after they took over. Very arrogant to him. Reverend Grant, before his passing, said that he was the most arrogant man that he'd ever met. His first statement to him was, I think, we could have closed you down right away. He didn't do that. Yes, the Reverend Grant came back with that we're in for kind of a situation. So, as we said, we just get back to a little statement here. History will tell you that, as Kermit mentioned, they've been attacking Black organizations, movements, especially economic development movements, for quite some time. Dr. Francis Berry wrote about an ex-slave, National Ex-Slave Organization. That was the first reparations